Good evening. Let us begin with the current affairs session for July 2nd. So let's have a look at the important article from the exam perspective. All right, so the very first article is from the environment section. Cheetal stock dwindling in Kuno, plan to move out excess cheetahs. Okay, so we are talking about cheetal, that is a deer species, and we are talking about cheetahs. Okay, so this article is from environment section from the mains perspective GS paper 3. Now, what does the article say? So, article is talking about uh, the project cheetah authorities. Okay, so they have taken a decision that they are planning to shift surplus cheetahs. Okay, so that they are planning to shift surplus cheetahs from Kuno National Park, which is in Madhya Pradesh, to Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, which is again in MP. So both Kuno as well as the Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, both are in Madhya Pradesh. So the plan is to shift surplus cheetahs from Kuno National Park to Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. Kindly note this down because this can be a preliminary question. Where is the Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary located? So it's in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. So at present, at Kuno, we have 26 cheetahs. Okay. So we have 26 cheetahs currently at the Kuno National Park, including 13 cubs and sub-adults. Right. Now, why this decision has been taken to shift the surplus cheetahs from Kuno to Gandhi Sagar? The reason is that now the primary prey base of cheetahs are the cheetals. So cheetahs prey on cheetal, that is the deer species. And it has been noticed that within a year, around 2,250 cheetals were lost. Okay. Because of this loss, the assessment survey was conducted in Kuno. Assessment survey with respect to what is the cheetah's carrying capacity. That is, how many cheetahs could be there, could sustain in the Kuno National Park. So when this assessment was done, it was learned that the actual capacity of Kuno National Park is 21. Whereas at present there were 26 cheetahs. And since there were excess cheetahs, this might have resulted into hunting of the prey, that is the cheetal. And hence we see that there was a considerable loss of the cheetal population. And so the decision was taken that we need to relocate the excessive or the surplus cheetahs from the Kuno National Park to Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. Fine. Now, as we all know that the project cheetah was being conducted in India, where 20 cheetahs were brought into Kuno National Park. Now these 20 cheetahs were brought from Namibia, African country. 8 cheetahs were brought from Namibia and 12 cheetahs were brought from South Africa. This was done in 2022 2023. Okay, so total 20 cheetahs were brought from Africa and they were relocated in the Kuno National Park, which is in Madhya Pradesh. And these 20 cheetahs, they have given birth to 17 cubs. Okay, so total of 17 cubs have been born. But last year, you might have read in the newspapers that many cheetahs died. So far in this entire project, we have lost 11 cheetahs. Okay, so total 11 cheetahs are lost. Okay, so this is all about this particular news article. Now let us try to understand few details about cheetal. Okay, so we'll be understanding cheetal in detail. What is its IUCN status and all. So as you can see from the image, cheetal, it's brown in color with white spots on it. So it is also called as the spotted deer. Okay, so cheetal is also known as the spotted deer. And this is a species which is native to Indian subcontinent. So by Indian subcontinent, I mean it is found not only in India, but also in Pakistan, in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, in Bhutan. Okay, so in all these countries, you can find cheetal. Okay, and it is the most common deer species which is found in Indian forest. Habitat: subtropical grasslands and forests. It is the required habitat for cheetal. Now, if you talk about the features, so lifespan of a cheetal is 20 to 30 years. And if you look at their height, 35 inches tall, weight 187 pounds. You can see that there are white spots on their body. Whereas if you talk about antelliers, that is this horn-like section. Only males have anteloers. Okay, so only males have anteloers, and the bodies of males are larger than the bodies of females. Okay, so only males have anteloers. You need to remember this, and the bodies are larger than the female counterpart. These are social animals. They live to live in a group, in herds. So 10 to 50 individuals, they stay together. They mainly feed on grasses. Okay, so their diet includes herbs, shrubs, fruits, grasses. And please remember, the IUCN status is least concern. Okay, so IUCN status is least concern. Okay, so this is all about the spotted deer, also called as cheetal. And since the population of the spotted deer considerably declined, cheetahs prey on cheetal. So cheetahs are being translocated. Now, talking about cheetah, so let's understand few important things about cheetah. So there are two main species of cheetahs. One is Asiatic cheetah and one is African cheetah. Okay. Now, when I talk about Asiatic cheetah, once there was a time period when Asiatic cheetahs were abundant in India. But the last Asiatic cheetah died in India in 1952. Okay. So the last cheetah died in 1952. Fine. So that you need to remember. And when I talk about the Asiatic cheetah, now the Asiatic cheetah is present only in Iran, central Iran. So as I mentioned that there are the two species of cheetah. You have African and you have Asian. Asian cheetah is extinct in India. Okay, so Asian cheetah is no longer there in India. It is extinct in India. Currently, the Asian cheetah is found only in central Iran. Okay, now India thought of translocating cheetahs from Iran, but in return, Iran was demanding for gir lions, and we all know that the lion are the exclusive endemic species of the Gir area, and Indian government did not want to exchange it, and as a result, the translocation did not happen from Iran. And instead, we decided to buy cheetahs, to bring the cheetahs from Africa. So now, whatever cheetahs that are being brought into India, they are from Namibia and South Africa. Okay. So cheetah is the it is a large cat native to Africa and central Iran, capable of running at the speed of 80 to 128 kilometer per hour. And it is mainly found in the areas like Serengeti National Park. Then it is found in the arid mountainous regions in Sahara and the hilly desert terrain in Iran. Okay, so this is the habitat, fine. And the vulnerable status, the IUCN status is vulnerable, fine. So we have understood two species. One was the spotted deer, that is the cheetal. Its IUCN status is least concern, and now we have understood about cheetah. Now let's come towards the next article. Now, yesterday we studied about the implementation of the three new criminal laws from 1st of July. Okay. Now, there we understood one particular norm, that the new Samhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita, mentioned that the maximum police custody would be for 90 days. Okay. So 15, earlier the maximum police custody was for the 15 days. But in the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita, it was said that mentioned that it will be 90 days. But this raised concern among people that how come for 90 days a person could be in the police custody. So now, yesterday, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he clarified that no, the maximum period would still remain 15 days only, like the earlier IPC. Okay, so जो पहला IPC था, like in the earlier IPC, it was 15 days. Now also it will be 15 days only. But they have kept the provision of a spread of maximum 2 months. Like for example, a person is ill, he is hospitalized, so he could not be in the police custody. He could not, the investigation could not be conducted. So as a result, in that circumstances, it is said that it could be spread for the maximum 2 months. Okay, it could be extended for the maximum period of 2 months. So that is a clarification which is being given as of now. All right, so Amit Shah has clarified that the maximum police custody would remain 15 days like Indian Penal Code. Coming towards the next important article. So this article is from society perspective and GS2, Indian society and women empowerment. So the article talks about and National Human Rights Commission has sought the report from Center, Tamil Nadu government over Foxconn's job bar on married women. Okay, so it's from Indian Society, mains perspective, both GS1 and GS2. Okay, so what is the ongoing story? Let us try to understand it. So taking into account media report. So as per the media report, Foxconn India is a major manufacturer of Apple products. Okay, so they have the assembly plant at Sri Perumbudur in Tamil Nadu. So it is being revealed that the Foxconn India is excluding married women from jobs. Okay, so they are yes. So Foxconn India is excluding married women from job at its iPhone assembly plant, which is in Tamil Nadu. And as a result, National Human Rights Commission has issued notices to both center and the state government. However, the company has declined or denied all the allegations of discrimination levied on it. Okay, so the key takeaways from this article is that basically taking into account the reports that Foxconn India, a major manufacturer of Apple products, is excluding married women from jobs at its iPhone factory, and as a result, NHRC has issued notices. Okay, so what does NHRC say? Okay, the notice of National Human Rights Commission, it said that the state must ensure that all the companies they follow norms, regulations, and related and labor laws, okay, including right to health, dignity, and equality. Apart from that, it says that not only Indian Constitution promotes women empowerment and prohibits discrimination, but also there are several international covenants. Like you have International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, you have International Covenant of Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. Even they talk about non-discrimination on the basis of gender in all forms of employment. So NHRC has issued the notification that this has to be taken into consideration and all the discriminatory practices, if they are prevalent, should be stopped. Okay. Now let's talk about NHRC. So NHRC, National Human Rights Commission, was established on October 12, 1993 under the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. Later on, the Act was amended. So Act was amended in 2006 and once again it was amended in 2019. Now, National Human Rights Commission was established in India, which is in conformity with Paris Principles. Okay, so please remember Paris Principles are the principles for promoting and protecting of the human rights. And in order to abide by these principles, National Human Rights Commission was established in 1993. Okay, talking about its composition, so it consists of a chairperson. So there's one chairperson. There are 5 full-time members, and apart from the 5 full-time members, you have 7 deemed members. So who are these deemed members? So chairperson of National Commission for Minorities. Then you have chairperson, so minorities, chairperson of National Commission for ST, then for Backward Class Commission, then National Commission for Women, then National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, and finally the 7th one is Chief Commissioner for People with Disabilities. Okay, so Chief Commissioner for People with Disabilities. So these are the 7 personalities who are the deemed members. Okay, so deemed members of this commission, and apart from the 7 deemed members, you have 5 full-time members. Okay, so once again I'll repeat the deemed members: National Commission for Minorities, National Commission for SC, National Commission for ST, National Commission for Backward Classes, National Commission for Women, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, and Chief Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities. Okay, so all this is being there, and yeah, so chairperson is the former Chief Justice of India or the Supreme Court judge. Okay, so the chairperson is former CJI or the Supreme Court judge. Now, how is the chairperson appointed? So chairperson is appointed by the president on the recommendation. All right, so chairperson is appointed by the president on the recommendation of a 6-member committee. So there's a 6-member committee. The committee consists of Prime Minister, then you have a Speaker of Lok Sabha, Deputy. Please remember, not the chairman, but Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So that you need to remember. Okay. Then Leader of Opposition in both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and Union Home Minister. This is an important Deputy Chairperson of Rajya Sabha and Speaker of Lok Sabha and PM is there. Chairperson and the members, they hold office for 3 years or until they achieve the age of 70. Okay. Now, roles and functions. So basically so remember that one thing you need to understand that the National Human Rights Commission of India, all the recommendations are advisory in nature. They are recommendatory in nature. Okay. So it actually lacks any concrete power. Sometimes it is also called as a toothless tiger. Like basically tiger to hai, but then toothless hai, because it does not enjoy the real powers. Okay, so it possesses the powers of civil court, like while conducting the proceedings, it can behave like a civil court. It can investigate the matter within 1 year of the concurrence. So if the crime has happened, any issue has happened, within 1 year of the occurrence of the crime or the issue, you have to take into consideration the investigation. And the most important thing, it is just a recommendatory in nature. Okay, so let us try to understand its shortcomings. So very first thing is that non-binding. So all the recommendations are non-binding in nature. Inability to punish the violators. It cannot punish the violators. Limited role with respect to armed forces. Okay, so basically the military personnel, they fall outside the the purview of Human Rights Commission. Okay, so it cannot take into consideration the cases related to military personnel. And the most important thing, as we understood about the time frame, so within the 1 year of the occurrence of the crime, it has to do the investigation. So beyond it, it cannot do its work. Okay, so these are the shortcomings. Let's come to the next article. Next article, it talks about floods and urbanization in Delhi. So from the preliminary perspective, it is a topic on environment and ecology. And in GS1, it comes under urbanization, their problems and remedies. Okay, so in GS1, there's a topic urbanization, its problem under Indian society. We have this topic urbanization, its problems and its remedies. Okay, so what does the article say? So article it says that the national capital, that is the Delhi region, is undergoing one of the world's fastest urban expansion. Okay, so the urbanization, that is the people from rural areas are migrating to urban areas. Population is increasing. The Delhi as a region is undergoing a rapid urbanization beyond its natural capacity, natural topography, and drainage capacity. Okay, somewhere the natural topography and drainage capacity is compromised in the phase of rapid urbanization, and this has left Delhi vulnerable to flooding. So we have seen that last year, 2023, we had one of the devastating floods in Delhi. Yamuna River was like overflowing, crossing its floodplains. Okay, so that is mainly because of the rapid urbanization beyond the natural capacity and not taking into consideration the drainage capacity. Okay, so because of the urbanization, we are seeing that flooding and water logging, they have become a part and parcel of the Delhi's monsoon. कि थोड़ा सा बारिश हुआ नहीं कि there is a water logging and flooding in Delhi. Factors such as inadequate desilting of drains. Okay, so proper desilting. So what the drains has to be desilted before the beginning of the monsoon. So it is being said that the civil authorities, they have failed to do so. So that is one of the issue. And the basic issue is the rapid urbanization. There's a data which we can definitely quote in mains paper. NASA's Earth Observatory, it says that the geographic size of Delhi has almost doubled from 1991 to 2011. Okay, so we know that the Delhi and the peripheral areas, Noida, Gurgaon, National Capital Region area, okay, so they are just expanding, right? So that has been happening, and concretization is happening everywhere. You are constructing big buildings and all, where there is a little way out for water to drain. So basically, when I talk about Gurgaon, so Gurgaon, when the city was built, it was built with big buildings and all skyscrapers were there. But in the very first monsoon, the city was flooding because while planning that city, the drainage system was not adequately built. Okay, so somewhere we are not taking into consideration the effective drainage water supply management. Okay, so concretization leaves little room for rainwater to percolate in the soil. So because roads and all are made up of concrete, so because of that also the water is not able to percolate down, okay, in the form of the groundwater. So that has also led to the flooding. Fine. So that is being described in this short article. Coming to next important article from Science and Technology. So this article talks about the world's first brain implant to control epileptic seizures. Okay, so let us try to understand what does the article say. So article is from Science and Technology, developments in science and technology. So what is the ongoing story? So UK-based teenager Oran has become the first person in the world who is fitted with the brain implant. So there's a device implanted, fitted in his brain, which is called as DBS device, deep brain stimulation device. Okay. And now what is the purpose of this device? So this device helps to control epileptic seizures. Okay. So let us try to understand it in detail. So deep brain simulation device, this is implanted into the brain, and this device will send signals to the brain. Okay, and it is said that this has helped Oran to reduce his seizures by 80%. Now let us first understand what do you mean by epilepsy or epileptic seizures. Okay, so basically epilepsy or epileptic seizure, it's a condition where it like a fits, like there is a rapid jerking of arms and legs. Okay, so a person undergoes a rapid jerking of arms and legs. There's a temporary confusion. Okay, the muscles stiff. So basically, it results into very abnormal behavior. And why does it happen? It happens because of the abnormal electrical activity in the brain. Okay, so because of the abnormal electrical signals in the brain, a person experiences such tremors, you can say tremors or seizures, jerking of the arm and legs, and confusion, stiff muscles. Okay, now like in the 50% cases, it's very difficult to identify the cause. Okay, however, it is being said that the people, those who suffer from tumors, brain tumor, or there's some meningitis infection or head trauma, they are the one who frequently experiences such epileptic seizures. Okay, so now what is being done in this case? Okay, so this boy Oran was suffering from this epileptic seizures, and in order to control that seizure, this device was implanted into his brain. Okay, now this device is also utilized for Parkinson disease as well. Okay, and for the other neurological conditions. So you can see over here in the image, there's a small device, battery like device, you can see over here, which is fitted in the, yeah, this is a battery like device which is there. Okay, so but this is not the first line of treatment. So whenever a person is suffering from this epilepsy, okay, so medicines are given in order to control the seizures. Ketogenic diet. So ketogenic diet, it's a diet which is high in fats and low in carbs. So ketogenic diet also helps in reducing seizures. Okay, that is being done. If this is not working, the medicines are not working, ketogenic diet is not working, then doctors recommend doing surgery. Okay, so basically the portion from where the electrical signals, the abnormal signals come, that portion of the brain is removed. Okay, another one more surgery is being conducted corpus callosotomy. Okay, so corpus callosotomy, it may be suggested by the doctors in children. So in corpus callosotomy, they remove a part that connects both the halves of the brain. Okay, so that part which connects the both the, if it is removed, so then abnormal signals are stopped. Okay, so this is all about the article. So just you need to remember that the world's first brain implant to control epileptic seizure uh, has been successful. Coming towards the next article, it's from Indian Economy. So let us try to look into the article. What is this article from Indian Economy? Yeah. So article, it talks about Project Nexus. Okay, so Project Nexus is a project RBI has signed up. Okay, just a second. Yeah. Why this is not going? Oh, fine. So, what is Project Nexus that RBI has signed up? So, let us try to understand it. What is the Project Nexus? Okay. So, the topic is from Indian Economy, Mains GS3. So, RBI has joined Project Nexus. Now, this project is an international initiative. It's an international initiative by Bank for International Settlements. Okay, so BIS. So this bank has uh, started this particular initiative, that is Project Nexus. Now, what is this Project Nexus? Basically, now we have UPI, right? India's UPI will be connected with the UPI of the other countries in order to facilitate trans-border payment. Okay, so which countries? Okay, so with the countries like Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. Okay, so India's UPI, Unified Payment Interface, will be connected with the fast payment services of Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. Okay, so Project Nexus, it is the project which is conceptualized by Innovation Hub of Bank for International Settlement, and it will enhance cross-border payment. Okay, so that's being there. So before also RBI was having bilateral agreements with the different countries. Like we know that UPI is being used in Nepal, in Sri Lanka. Okay, so that to bilateral will go on. Apart from that, under the Project Nexus specifically, RBI will be connecting with the four Southeast Asian countries. Okay, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. And it is also said that Indonesia is also planning to join the platform in future. Okay, so Indonesia is also planning to join it. Now, the next article from Indian Economy again. Now, what does this article say? So, in the recent years, it is being noticed that our oil import from Russia is increasing considerably. Okay, so article says that only Russian oil imports surged to 13-month high. Saudi volumes crashed to decade low. Okay, so basically earlier, India's oil imports mainly were from Saudi Arabia and to a great extent Iran. Okay, but now over the years we are seeing that we are buying oil from Russia. Okay, so there is a rise in India's import of discounted Russian oil over the past few months, which has hit the flows from Saudi Arabia the most. Okay, so Russian oil import, it has were 7.2% in the month of June, fine, which accounted for the 45% of the total oil import for the month of June. Okay, so earlier mainly we imported from Saudi Arabia, but now it has declined. Okay, considerably there's a decline. So the Russian oil, it is called as the Urals medium sour crude. Okay, so this is the flagship oil of Russia. Urals medium sour crude is the flagship oil of Russia. Now, prior to Ukraine war, so before Russia-Ukraine war, Iraq and Saudi Arabia, okay, were the top two suppliers of crude oil to India, and even Iran was the third one. But then, ever since the Russia-Ukraine war happened and all, so we shifted to Russia because Russia was in need of money and they were ready to give us oil at a discounted rate. So now we are dependent on Russia, okay. The next, let's have a look at the next article on the upswing. Again, the article is from Indian Economy. So basically, RBI has released its latest financial stability report. Okay, and in this report, RBI has mentioned that Indian banking system has continued to register a robust performance. Okay, so the performance is appreciable and good as per the RBI's latest financial stability report. Okay, it says that there is an overall improvement in the asset quality of the bank. Even the profitability of the bank has remained high. Okay, and the capital position is also healthy. Fine. So, and this is for both private sector as well as public sector bank. Okay, both are performing fine, and even it mentions that the gross non-performing assets, even that has declined to 12-year low, that is 2.8%. So the performance is appreciable. Now let us have a look at the quick facts from July to current affairs. So the facts, one is the project Nexus, which we understood that it is by innovation hub of Bank for International Settlement. So this bank was established in 1930, located in Basel, Switzerland, and it is owned by 63 central banks of the world. And this is a bank which issues the Basel norms. The next fact is Shandong. So China has deployed its second aircraft carrier Shandong, which was seen patrolling of Philippines coast, that is in the South China Sea area. Okay, so that is being there. So Shandong, you need to remember, it is China's aircraft carrier. So that's it for the day. Thank you so much.